Out here today with the DJI Osmo Action and M5 plus the 18 to 200, if I can remember, Tamron. Rained yesterday, so might be a little treacherous, but got boots on. I picked up the action camera because it does allow me to potentially go out in the rain, things like that, where if I need to have an umbrella for the camera that I'm using, that's fine, but the B-roll camera is kind of impossible to shield that from the weather. These leaves have nice stuff on them. I'm using a case on the action camera just so I have a filter on the front. It blocks a few things. So there's a little tally light on the front which gets blocked by this gigantic 52mm filter. And I did modify the area where the heatsink is on the Osmo Action because this specific case was blocking it. I tried out the 2.7K mode last time, the cine-like profile. Now I'm just doing regular plus 4K 30. Of course with the Rocksteady on, and I'm actually defishing the image, so one thing you definitely want to do after you go out like this, you put bug spray on, totally clean off your cameras, especially the rubber grip material, because that can damage it. Every time I do something like this, I clean off the camera, especially that grip. It's just a really nice spot. I like insects, but when they're on me, not so much. This is one type of situation where any type of image stabilization in the lens is super helpful because the subjects are not moving. So when I take photos of people in costumes, the cosplay stuff, or just general portraits or anything, it's not that helpful because they're moving around themselves. But here, super, super nice. The big benefit of this lens with this camera is that full manual control. I have 3 dials for that. The autofocus on this one with the M5 is pretty darn slow, but we'll see if it's accurate or not. Accurate. Compared to the 30D, this is a lot slower feeling, but it seems like it's hitting the mark maybe better. Of course, that's not surprising considering the different systems. One is on sensor phase and then other one is a separate sensor. That could make a difference. One thing to watch out for when you walk through places like this is avoid these things coming out into the path. That's how creatures get on you. There's some berries on there. The wind is picking up, so that's not a good thing for the vibration control. Viewfinders are inherently better for getting a stable image than holding it out like a smartphone. I was using the holding out method last video with this lens, but in this case, using the viewfinder, see if it's any better. Will be. See those white things floating? This is a deer path. It's not great. I do have the feature on where when you put the camera up to your eye, you can use your finger on the touchscreen to adjust the focus point. It's always helpful. The issue when I'm doing that is I tend to be holding the camera like this. I have to really force myself to adjust the point and then use the two hands on the one lens, one grip type of thing. You can tell that I'm definitely burning through the memory card. It's 64 gigabyte and 4K 30. Really, it's going to be fun messing with. Gotta get that storage, which I got some storage, but it's not gonna last that long with these type of file sizes. So I might switch back to smaller resolution on this, because it is a smaller sensor. You don't necessarily need 4K on a 1/2.3 inch sensor action camera, you know. We'll see though. I'm curious to see what it looks like compared to the 2.7K. But I did use CYNOVA, so it's going to be hard to compare directly. Probably just keep going, keep trying different modes, one after another. So to change the battery, you have to slide this back plate off. This thing is really warm. I did get the pack, which came with the charger plus the 2 extra batteries, so I have 3 total, which is pretty good with something like this because they do use batteries pretty quick. And there's a double switch. Then you just make sure the orange is not showing on both of them, but I'm not going to dunk it in water, so it doesn't matter. I did put a screen protector on the front and back from a smartphone, just cut it to size. Works okay. These little cases came with it. They have a SD card thing, but it's rigid plastic and it's kind of hard to get them in there.